You may have heard that creationist Ken Ham is using taxpayer money to build a life-size replica of Noah's Ark. That's kind of like building a life-size replica of Hansel and Gretel's candy cabin. Who's going to argue with the details? Believe it or not, we're actually closing in on the proposed opening day of the Ark Park, July 7th, 2016. So I decided to check in on Ken Ham and see what he's up to. Apparently what he's up to is having a complete and total meltdown on Twitter because people are making fun of his boat. Those who reject God and believe evolution should blame evolution for all the horrible things in the world, as evolution would be the cause, he tweeted, not able to wrap his mind around the fact that natural processes don't really care if you blame them for things, and also conveniently ignoring all the people who believe in God and also understand evolution. Who do they blame for all the evil things in the world? Maybe a mix of both. He also tweeted, secularists mock at Ark Encounter as they don't want to acknowledge they are in need of the Ark of Salvation. Noah's Ark is a picture of Jesus. Of course, according to Ken Ham, the Great Flood happened about 2,000 years before Jesus was even an itch in his daddy's pants. Not sure if God wears pants, but you get what I'm saying. But also, I think I understand what he's getting at there. And personally, I'm happy to acknowledge it. The Ark is like Jesus in that it saved a very tiny minority of people while God tortured and murdered brutally millions of people, including babies. So for the record, yes, I agree with Ken Ham. God is a horrible monster. In case you think I'm purposefully misinterpreting Ken Ham's words, I want to assure you I am not. This is what he believes, and in fact, his Ark Park will include an entire exhibit devoted to debunking the idea of Noah as a happy man in a little boat surrounded by cute animals, because he thinks that this idea is dangerous. Ken Ham wants everybody to realize that the story of Noah's Ark is actually a horror film in which God brutally destroys most of the human race. And so he actually does have a lot more in common with atheists than you might think. A lot of atheists like me want to encourage Christians to really critically read the Bible and see what's there. And what's there is a lot of really, really nasty stuff. Not just the mass murder, but sometimes very personal murders, and sometimes rape and slavery and theft. It's really a dark, dark book, and the bad guy in it is often God. For that reason, I'm interested in seeing what happens when the Ark Park finally opens. Yes, it is a disgusting and flagrant violation of separation of church and state, but I kind of want to know what's going to happen when the general public of moderate Christians are exposed to a severe fundamentalist outlook on the Bible. What's going to happen when people see how dark and disturbing and horrific God is/was? And what's going to happen when the public sees how small this boat is and realizes how ridiculous it would be to possibly fit every single species on the planet inside of it at the same time? And what's going to happen when a bunch of little kids are told that their little coloring books and their Noah's Ark toys are all wrong and dangerous and should be destroyed? I mean, maybe the Ark Park will be kind of like an atheist recruiting tool. I guess we'll see.